Okay, Shintaro. My name is Shintaro Nakayama from Japan. Sorry that I cannot speak Vietnamese, so let me present in Japanese. So I'd like to introduce a little bit about my research about the preliminary epidemiological survey in the Muatara community in Nampula province in the African countries called Mozambique. Conflict of interest is as this. And first of all, let me explain a little bit about myself and my organization. I'm Shintaro Nakayama from Tokyo, from We Inc., Japanese medical startup founded by the ophthalmologist from Keio University School of Medicine, which is one of the most biggest, prestigious university in Japan. And I'm in charge of the business side and project development side. And we are also having members in the medical team. Dr. Isuke is our founder and ophthalmologist. And then also this, Mr. Hiroki, who just has presented just before me. And also Dr. Rohan is also our colleague who had a meeting in the presentation this morning. We're also having an engineering team which has a capability of developing the hardware and the software and the AI machine learning engineer. Our vision is overcome 50% of the world blindness and visual impairment. Right now, there are 43 million people blind worldwide and 2.2 billion people visually impaired in the world. But the majority of these patients are blind or visually impaired because of reasons which can be preventable or curable. Because they are living in the marginalized area in many developing countries or possibly including Vietnam. And they don't have any access to eye care because of a lack of ophthalmologists and lack of medical devices. To overcome this issue, we invented Smart Eye Camera. Smart Eye Camera is a smartphone attachment medical device which utilizes light source and the camera function of the smartphone to observe the anterior segment of the eye with a conventional slit, we call function to the conventional slit microscope. I'm gonna demonstrate right now. Okay. This is the Smart Eye Camera. This is smartphone. Okay. You cover the device like this. So now, smartphone has changed the slit microscope like this. And all the captured video can be played like this, so that you can also see it from the smartphone. And it's also uploaded to cloud server, so that the doctor in the remote area can also observe from a distance. Yeah. So in many countries, possibly including Vietnam, the number of ophthalmologists is limited and they are concentrated in the city area. On the other hand, there are many patients suffering from eye disease in rural areas. But in local clinics, only healthcare workers who don't have much experience in the ophthalmology optometrists are dealing with them with very limited knowledge, experience, and resources. With the devices, we can make a different situation by having these healthcare workers use a smart eye camera, capture the eye of the patient, and share images through our application to the ophthalmologists, optometrists in the remote area, so that we can deliver eye care to the patient in the marginalized area. Okay, so using this technology, we did a preliminary epidemiological survey in Mozambique. Mozambique is the southeast part of the African countries. Number out of 30 million population, only 30 ophthalmologists are there. And the Nampula province where we did the study, out of 5.6 million population, the number of ophthalmologists is only 5 or 6. So it's very, very limited. And then regarding the previous epidemiological survey, there are some survey in the prevalence of eye disease in Mozambique, but it's something like overall Mozambique. And Mozambique consists of lots of provinces, and of course, lots of small community consisting of diversified ethnics and different lifestyle. So we like to focus on something like a study focusing on each community, so that we may find something interesting which has not been found so far. Okay, so this is the methodology. So we collaborate with a local optometrist team in the local university called Rurio University, and these optometrists visited the community, Muatara community, which is located very close to the university. And they visited each household with a smart eye camera to capture the 366 patients' eye, and during the 1 year period. It's like this. So they visited each house and captured images, and these images was uploaded to cloud server so that the local optometrist and Japanese professional ophthalmologist, both of them can evaluate the image based on the same images uploaded to the cloud server. Yeah, so that's the methodology. Yeah, so it's like this. Then, this is the basic information about the subject. And we're gonna share some results. So, first one is the prevalence of the eye diseases. So, Pingenkera, nevus, and cataract were the three most prevalent diseases in that community. And secondly, correlation between age of subject and the disease prevalence. We found weak correlation in pterygium, and we found strong correlation in cataract in the adult subject, which is possibly kind of similar, common findings. And in case of the younger subject, not very strong correlation, but we found some very weak correlation in the Pingenkera and the nevus. And then the comparison of the prevalence of diseases among male subject and female subject. It is a bit interesting because in the cataract, the incidence of cataract is significantly higher in men than in women. Normally speaking, it's generally said that the woman has a strong prevalence, higher prevalence than the men. So it's something different. We don't know well about the reason, but this is something that we found out. And then next one is a bit interesting as well, because comparison of the result of diagnosis between local optometrists and professional Japanese ophthalmologists. It's quite different. We only have no significant differences between cataract and then subconjunctival hemorrhage, but these diseases, the result was significantly different, which is also quite interesting findings. Yeah. So, in conclusion, the diseases with the highest prevalence in rural Muatara community were Pingenkera, nevus, and cataract. These are preventable and treatable. So it means that we need to promote this prevention. The other thing is that some correlation, strong correlation only found between age and cataract prevalence, which is kind of quite general one. And then cataract incidence significantly higher in men than in women, which is very interesting, but we still don't know why the reason. We need to further examination to discover the reason. And the last one, so significant differences between diagnostic result between local optometrists and Japan professional ophthalmologists, it's also very interesting find, and then we need to discuss about the reason. But one reason which could be possible is that there is no international common standard of the judging these diseases. So something international standard might be necessary to have the compliance with these differences. Okay, so lastly, quickly reviewing some words in the future. So it is that kind of, we started this study, so it's a very interesting one, but we need to continue this type of study in the same community on a regular basis so that we can see the differences in the timely manner. And another thing is that these studies on the other diseases of anterior segment, because what we captured was image was kind of limited. So we can extend the type of the diseases, or we can also do it in a posterior segment diseases, which can be also very interesting. And then it's also interesting if we can apply the same study in other communities and areas so that we can see compare the differences. And lastly, we have some limitation, but we could have very interesting positive perspective about this study. So we like to do that kind of things in Vietnam as well. So if you're interested in collaborating with us, please let me know. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.